Sheldan Nidle, September 13, 2011. 5 Sib, 9 Zip, 8 Manic. Draso. We return. Your world continues in transition mode between the old and the first intimations of the new. Many on your world who are involved with implementing these changes want so badly for every little thing to go right. However, it is more important in our eyes to just go forward and make the necessary corrections as needed. Our Earth allies are getting some sound advice on this matter from our Agarthan cousins, and we are making sure that initial implementation is carried out swiftly and successfully. What is being done is truly unique in your recent history, but what is vital here is to know when to act and when to let go of what you have so diligently created. Our liaison teams are convinced that the moment has arrived for this bold action, and we are fully prepared and ready to set in motion the moves which will manifest the new financial system and the many new, temporary governments. These new governments are an essential precondition for disclosure, and it is disclosure that is so important to the completion of this first contact mission. Disclosure is a formal announcement that is to happen with much fanfare once the financial, monetary, and governmental restructuring policies are proclaimed and expounded upon by the interim regimes. We see this phase taking approximately 10 to 14 days. Once these subjects are fully explained and implemented, these regimes can move on to the subject of disclosure. Disclosure requires about 2 to 3 days of public announcements and open press conferences given by several cabinet posts in the new governments. Included in these discussions will be the revelation of the existence of Agartha. Your inner Earth family can then be part of the global broadcasts that we intend to carry out after the formal disclosure event is completed. These broadcasts will introduce us to you and then branch out to cover all aspects of the first contact scenario. This will be supported and enhanced by open flyovers of our craft and by several joint broadcasts from the new governments and ourselves. After disclosure and the accompanying broadcasts, we intend to accelerate the work of your governments in bringing forth our various technologies. Our plan is to provide all of you with a replicating device and to complete the distribution and training phase within 1 month from the start of this project. Our training phase will include special videos that will accompany the devices. No other type of programming except for these videos will be shown on your television sets until our technicians confirm that you are fully conversant with running a replicator. We need to be very sure that these devices are not operated improperly. Failure to comprehend the operating parameters will result in repossession, as this light technology must not be abused. It is important to get this first step in the technology distribution right, as it is to be followed swiftly by even more advanced concepts and devices once the consequent responsibility of light technology use is fully integrated into your collective mindset. The period immediately following first contact is about you getting to know us and about us getting to know you. Your world is being prepared to accept a new reality, and our role in this is to show you that this new reality no longer excludes your space, inner Earth, and heavenly families. You will be given the opportunity to prepare yourselves for a level of consciousness that you can presently barely envision, and as such we have a daunting task before us. This is the reason why it is advisable to get started on this process, rather than to continue delaying the inevitable. Our liaison teams are firmly committed to making this transition period as smooth as possible, and our Earth allies have the considerable resource of our Agarthan cousins in their midst. All of us ardently wish you to forgive and forget your mindless worries and plunge boldly and confidently into this exciting new time in your history. Here you will discover that the final steps to full consciousness have been taken, and that all that remains is to use your new worldview to forge a wondrous new life for Earth's humanity. Blessings. We are your ascended masters. We come on this day with great news. The time to manifest your new reality is upon us. Our associates have begun a final procedure that will bring forth the Prosperity Fund deliveries. This operation also leads to new governments and the special broadcasts by the new American president, which will bring into being a new global monetary and financial system. The news of the precious metals-based currencies signals the start of monetary stability for the American dollar and the coming online of a basket of comparable currencies that are to be the bellwether for global prosperity. Added to this is, of course, the Worldwide Debt Forgiveness Program. These programs are only the beginning of many others that will institute the new prosperity promised by heaven. Your role in this is to support this spread of abundance with a plethora of monies that will be distributed to you. This cascade of money is being given to you to seed abundance in your world, thus helping to banish one of the major sources of lack and limitation in your present reality. We encourage you to follow the letter of our intent and bring prosperity to everyone. This will be a very rapid process which will be further accelerated by the disclosure of our space and inner earth families. Together with heaven and its vast realms, the Galactic Federation is to be a prime instrument of consciousness change. Once your material privation is solved, the next step for you is moving into conscious oneness with your fellow humans and forming an inner link that can sustain Gaia and her diverse ecosystems. In doing this, you are emerging from limited consciousness and beginning to accept your ascension to full consciousness. At this point, you have reached the moment of your metamorphosis. Your metamorphosis is a very special heaven-sent event. Long ago in the latter days of Atlantis, experiments were carried out which reduced humanity to its present levels of limited consciousness, eventually resulting in a group of 15,000 humans who were trained to be bets of select members of the Atlantean ruling clans. This project was overtaken by a cataclysm that sent the remnants of their homelands to the bottom of the ocean. Your ancestors were kept in a special laboratory with the capability to function as a large ship, if a need be. And so they survived, and were eventually distributed around the planet by the Anunnaki. Now, after 13 millennia and several global cataclysms later, you have multiplied to almost 7 billion and are set to return in triumph to your former selves and reunite with your long-lost galactic relatives. Today, we continued our messages which are preparing you for the events leading to first contact. They include the lead up to disclosure and our own series of broadcasts telling you about first contact. After we land, the schedule of events prior to your metamorphosis is to be greatly accelerated. Know, dear ones, that the countless supply and never-ending prosperity of heaven are indeed yours. So be it. Salamate Kajjan. Salamateja. Saryon for B1. And be enjoy. Website, Planetary Activation Organization.